What's going on, YouTube? When I say the name Toyota Land Cruiser, people instantly think of all the things they've seen this iconic nameplate do over the decades. In 2021, Toyota discontinued the US version, but now it's back. This resurrected Land Cruiser takes on a whole new form, smaller, more affordable, and sharing many elements with the also new luxury sibling, the Lexus GX. So which of these two body-on-frame, rugged, and luxurious Toyota SUVs is the best pick for you? Let's go ahead and find out. Now before we jump into it, let's talk about pricing, which is an important point. The former Land Cruiser cost close to $100,000, and while this new model is still expensive, it costs a good deal less than that. Our Land Cruiser is the standard trim with the premium package, which costs just over $68,000. The Lexus GX largely picks up where the Land Cruiser lets off, with the Overtrail Plus trim adding up to a total price of $81,415 as tested. By the way, if you want to get the best price from local dealerships and access to invoice pricing information for these two models or any vehicle, we have a tool on our website to do just that. It's a great tool for shopping, so make sure to check the link in the description for more information. If you're new to our comparisons, we do them in an objective way. We've done our best to weigh the points awarded throughout in major and minor categories, and towards the end we will revisit the price difference and go over a new thing we've been adding to our comparisons: reliability and resale value information. Let's go ahead and get started with the exteriors. Now to address the elephant in the room right off the bat, yes, they do share some exterior body panels, but that's largely confined to the sides. The front designs are very different, and each continues with modern interpretations of the classic design cues. That means a spindle grille up front for the Lexus and the heritage style grille for the Toyota. The Land Cruiser can also be had with heritage circular headlights, but this trim comes with the less retro rectangular full LED lighting. GX also has LED lighting, and both of them have LED fog lamps as well. The designs look tough, and both of them have the goods to back it up as well. We will show off some of their capability more later in this comparison, but for now, know that they both have 8.7 inches of ground clearance and metal skid plates. As far as the wheels, both have 18-inch alloys, but the tires are different. The Land Cruiser, for now, comes standard with all-season tires, while the GX Overtrail comes with 33-inch all-terrain tires. Like I already mentioned, the boxy side profiles look almost identical, even though they cite different lengths due to the bumper designs. Speaking of bumpers, they are one of the things that visually distinguish these two in the rear, along with the LED taillights. Capability-wise, there are differences for towing, since they don't have the same powertrain. Land Cruiser's max towing is 6,000 pounds, which is 2,000 pounds less than the GX. Now as far as some other features, both also have the latest safety packages, which include every single active safety feature as standard equipment. The convenience feature of traffic jam assist is optional on both of them as well. Warranty-wise, both have reputations for being bulletproof. But if you need to utilize the warranties, the Lexus does have the longer coverage for both basic and powertrain. As cool as the exteriors are though, we still have some luxurious and practical interiors to explore. But first,
if you're new here, we're brothers and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We may be young, but we love cars.
And we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family. Let's learn a lot, have some fun with all the latest cars.
So walking up to the vehicles, both are obviously going to have smart entry systems to unlock the doors, and these versions have fixed running boards to help you climb inside. But before we do that, let's look inside the interiors and talk about the seats you see. The Overtrail Plus GX comes with new luxe faux leather seats with contrast ultra suede inserts. And surprisingly, it's the Toyota that has real leather seats finished in Java brown. As far as adjustability though, it's the Lexus with the advantage, since it has a power adjusting thigh extension as well as massaging abilities. Both are heated, ventilated, and have memory. Let's fully climb inside and talk about the overall cabin materials. While the Land Cruiser is quite nice and extremely solid feeling, you can definitely tell that Lexus added more luxury and finer details to this package. Now after we start them up, you'll be greeted by two 12.3-inch displays that get different graphics. And when you look up, there are also head-up displays projected out. As very expensive SUVs, we also have the expected rain-sensing wipers and power-adjusting steering wheels with heating. Now the next major area to evaluate is interior storage, where they are largely the same, including the available cool boxes for in-car refrigeration. The only thing missing that I wish the Land Cruiser had was the same passenger storage shelf that the GX has. Now moving on to the shifters, going against the trend of electronic style ones, both SUVs have traditional ones. And when you go into reverse, they both display the same 360-degree camera. The angle selections are excellent, and the trail camera functions truly help with driving both of these two off the beaten path. For the climate controls, we do have some differences. The Lexus has many of the controls inside the display, which is not as ideal on this kind of SUV as the physical controls on the Land Cruiser. Furthermore, the GX Overtrail does without the 3-zone automatic climate for some reason, which is something that the Land Cruiser has. Alrighty, that brings us to the audio systems, so let's sample them. The Land Cruiser's 14-speaker JBL is fine, but the GX's 21-speaker Mark Levinson is top-notch and really impresses. Now, moving on to the screens, these are obviously very important aspects of a modern interior, and they are largely the same. In the Lexus, we have a 14-inch touchscreen, but I do think it should be noted that the climate controls take up a decent amount of the GX's real estate, so it doesn't feel any larger than the Land Cruiser's 12.3-inch display. Both of them are running the latest version of Toyota's new software, which includes dynamic built-in navigation, as well as wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Up above, both SUVs include auto-dimming rearview mirrors, but only the Land Cruiser gets the smart camera functionality. GX Luxury has that feature, as well as a panoramic sunroof, but you'll notice that this high-end Overtrail Plus just has the regular size option, which is the same as the Toyota. Now, as you'd expect, as we move to the back areas, many elements will be the same, but they are not exactly the same. Legroom, though, is the same, and although Lexus reports more headroom, there is no difference when sitting back there. Both have air vents, although they are located in different locations, and the Toyota has controls back here as previously mentioned. Other amenities include 2 USB ports for charging, but heated back seats only on the GX. These versions come with bench seating, and only the GX 550 has window sunshades. Now this is where you might be expecting us to be talking about third rows, but actually neither of these two have one. On the LC, it's not offered at all, and on the GX, you cannot get one with the Overtrail trims, meaning that both of these are 5-passenger vehicles as equipped. Now moving around back to the cargo, both have hands-free power tailgates and can pop the rear glass independently. Once open, you'll find very similar amounts of space. While we don't have official specs for the Land Cruiser quite yet, as you probably noticed by now, there is a raised floor due to the hybrid system packaging. That means that the Toyota will definitely have some reduction in space compared to the GX. But now, let's take them out on the road and see how they stack up there. So throughout the video, some things these two have in common and some they don't. And here we have very different ways of achieving very similar power figures. This next-gen Land Cruiser joins several other Toyotas in being hybrid exclusive. It has a 2.4-liter turbo 4-cylinder engine and electric hybrid components, making a total system power of 326 horsepower. The GX, for now at least, is 6-cylinder exclusive, with a 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6 making 349 horsepower. That gives it about a 7% horsepower advantage, but the monster torque figures are too similar to award any points. Alright, and there's an acceleration up to 60 from a standstill, and yeah, this is really quick with the iForce Max hybrid system. Now, of course, if you've been following our channel for a while, you know that we've done some pretty extensive coverage of the Lexus GX, which is a sibling to the Land Cruiser. But the fundamental difference is the powertrain, because the iForce Max hybrid system, which is a 2.4 turbo 4-cylinder with the electric componentry, that's the only way you can get the Land Cruiser right now.
Nice.
Alright, so there we are, accelerating up to a little above 60 miles per hour with this new turbocharged powertrain. So of course that's, the big news with this GX, or one of the several big stories about this, is the fact that we've moved away from that traditional V8 powertrain and gone to a 3.4-liter twin turbocharged V6 engine. Now, to remind you guys of the power figures, 349 horsepower, but 479 pound-feet of torque. So a lot of torque on board, and you can definitely feel that.
Oh yeah.
As soon as you get on the gas. As far as transmissions are concerned, we have 8 and 10-speed automatics respectively. Both are smooth and responsive, and power is put to the ground via full-time 4-wheel drive systems. And speaking of 4-wheel drive, we did get the privilege to take both of them off-road, and they are extremely capable. Their bones and technologies are the same, so we have rear-locking diffs, multi-terrain select, crawl control, and even a front stabilizer bar disconnect on the Land Cruiser.
Very impressive so far. Look at this.
Taking the first obstacle like a champ. Obviously, a lot of rocks there. Very steep.
Yeah. It never shows up on camera, but I feel like I'm literally looking straight at the sun. It's certainly good to have this camera system
30
here.
degrees, it looked like, is what we were doing there. So that's pretty
high grade, that's for sure.
And the trail camera is really shining right now. You don't have an air suspension or anything like that, so this is not going to be something that adjusts, but that is a good amount of ground clearance. You also have good approach and departure angles, and importantly, we have a real skid plate, so that's going to protect you when you get into some of the rocky stuff. I admittedly did hit something earlier that made a little bit of noise, but you're protected because you hit the skid plate. But owners of these machines won't always be off-road, so let's talk about on-road manners. While the Lexus has adaptive dampers that the Land Cruiser doesn't have, the tires actually offset that advantage when it comes to ride quality, which we would say is about equal. Since they are both body-on-frame SUVs at the end of the day, you will feel small vibrations enter the cabin, and there is a moderate amount of body roll.
Alright, and this is a luxury SUV after all, so let's go ahead and talk about the ride quality of this all-new GX. Now, we are in an Overtrail Plus trim level, so I just want to go ahead and get that out of the way, what trim level we're sitting in today. That is the most off-road capable, which does mean that we have all-terrain 33-inch tires, which does definitely impact your ride quality a little bit. I feel a little bit of just tire feel, the knobbiness of the tires you can feel in the suspension setup, but overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I will say that you can feel some kind of vibrations in the suspension setup, so it's not going to be as smooth as something like a Lexus TX, for example.
Here at Car Confections, something we like to do is take sound level readings for all the models we test, so that we can compare them. At 55 miles per hour, the Land Cruiser has a pretty serene environment, measuring in at 57.6 decibels in Southern California. The GX came in at a louder 59.6 decibels. However, these are unofficial measurements, since they were taken in other states outside of our home state. We look forward to getting official readings as soon as we can get these two back to Kentucky.
I think it's time for a sound level reading at 55 miles per hour.
.3 decibels is our official sound level reading. .59 decibels is our official Car Confections sound level reading here in Tucson, Arizona.
Finally, when it comes to fuel economy, the Toyota's hybrid system makes a big difference here. It achieves 6 mpg better overall, which adds up, especially considering that both of them are using premium fuel. In our reviews and comparisons, we are also adding in reliability and resale information to give you a better picture of the overall value beyond just the original MSRP. Beginning with reliability, we developed the Combined Reliability Index, which takes into account several studies from trustworthy sources and combines them in a way that gives you a more realistic picture. Lexus ranks 10 slots above the industry average for all brands in reliability, awarding it 1 point. While Toyota is the very top brand for reliability, 16 slots above average, giving it 1.6 points. We also put Mason's economics degree to work to develop a detailed predicted resale value tool. After 5 years and 60,000 miles, Toyota has the second highest predicted resale value of 64.5%, which is 10.7 percentage points better than the Lexus's projected percentage of 53.8%. That difference will earn the Toyota 1 point. Resale is obviously important because it determines how much money you get back, but we can't forget about the price difference at the original purchase. This GX cost $13,120 more than the Land Cruiser, which, according to our scale, gives the Toyota 3.25 points. I want to emphasize that if money, reliability, or resale value matter less to you personally, feel free to disregard these points. And if you'd like to check out all our data about reliability and resale values, as well as learn about our methodology, make sure to head to carconfections.com/resale and /reliability. Buying a car is a big decision, and this is a great place to compare all the makes you might be cross-shopping.
Well, there you have it. Even after considering everything, it is still a super close contest between these two. But let's talk about who should be your winner. So I think the GX should be your pick if, first and foremost, you prefer that turbo V6 non-hybrid powertrain. That's definitely something to consider. That's a really key difference between the two. Also, if you want Lexus Prestige as well as the dealership experience, and you want some exclusive luxury features you can't get on the Land Cruiser, such as massaging seats and Mark Levinson audio.
Now, on the other hand, the Land Cruiser should be your choice if you like that hybrid setup. You do have similar power, but you get better fuel economy with it. So pros and cons when it comes to that. Also, you have 3-zone climate. You also have the digital camera rear view mirror. And the Land Cruiser is just kind of an iconic nameplate. So if you value that heritage, the Land Cruiser should probably be your choice. But be sure to let us know in the comments below, which one are you taking? Are you taking the Lexus GX or the new Land Cruiser? We want to know your thoughts. And if you're looking to buy either one of these products, we would encourage you to go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes. Now, the reason we encourage you to do that is because there is a tool on our website that will connect you with local car dealers in your area to get you the best price on your new vehicle. It's also going to give you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool for dealership negotiation. If you'd like to take advantage of that, a link is provided in our video description. There's also a pinned comment at the top of this video. And guys, that's going to be where we leave off on this comparison video. If you enjoyed watching it, which we hope you did, please hit that subscribe button down below. It helps us to make more of these comparison videos, and we also have a ton other automotive content that I'm sure you won't want to miss out on, so subscribe down below. If you're already a part of our family, thank you so much for your continued support, and we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.